doing a little bit early, but I don't feel like y'all would mind me being a little bit early, right? Let me like, y'all, this is the real life of probably any of your favorite tarot readers. What they don't tell you, darling, is that since you have to upload so much, darling, I have my Mac going on the floor, currently uploading the uh, processing rather, or rendering. That's the technical term, right? Rendering my fire sign videos for today. But since the show must go on, darling, I have my phone that I'm recording with, and then I have my second laptop so I can look at the chat as well. So bear this in mind. Hey Charlene, how are you doing, girl? Bear everything in mind, y'all. I get everything situated, honey. But I wanted to also touch on that I'm going to be switching up the format of these readings. I tried it out yesterday for zodiacs, each of the zodiacs. There we go. Now I got it. Hey Petra, is it Petra? Petra? I did the zodiacs last time, y'all, yesterday, and I kind of feel like I want to start dabbling into collective messages. Maybe I'll go back and forth. But today I was doing a little bit of a pre-shuffle to see what messages we have coming in for August 4th for just a general collective of people. And the message, I heard a voice coming in so clearly of just saying like watch out or like a heads up, right? And so that's kind of like the theme here. So that's something I want to just be dabbling into. I do feel as if something is just trying to bring forth to our attention for the day, something to be looking out for. Some of us, it might be looking a little bit ominous, right? Obviously, but for many of us, it could just be a, hey, pay attention to this over here. You guys are trying to show you something, right? Hey, Brandy, what's up? How are you doing, Brandy? It's nice to see y'all. I'm so happy now that I'm incorporating doing these daily live streams, y'all. It feels a lot better. Like, I'm glad to be doing these now. It makes me really happy. I always say I enjoy doing live streams, but just making the time for it is always usually hard. So I'm really glad that I'm making it work right now. And yeah, I also plan on doing some pick-a-cards as well. A pick-a-card's going to be coming up later today, but alright, anyways, let's get into these messages today, right? I'm going to be doing a general collective message, and then we will be doing just hanging out a little bit, live tarot videos, readings, and all that, darling. So let's get into this collective message, right? What are we going to be watching out for tomorrow, or for August 4th, darling? What is going to be getting revealed? Hey, Liam, Lobotomy, how are you doing? All right, let's get into this. What is it, darling, that we need to be looking out for August 4th, right? Because it was such an ominous thing whenever I was doing the pre-shuffle. It was just so clearly. It was like as if someone was in the room, even though there wasn't, darling. Where I just heard like watch out or like heads up. And so, yeah, let's get into this. Do we want to use this deck, y'all? I think we're gonna use this deck. Yeah, let's do this deck. Let's do this deck, and I might switch it up after. So we're going to start out with the Four of Pentacles coming in here. I'm going to do two more. Five of Swords coming in here. This is what we're watching out for, darling. Watching out for who you invest in. Temperance card. So I'm getting this sense of impatience for some people. This sense of impatience, and perhaps it could be in a couple ways. It could be serving as a warning. I feel like more so as like a heads up if you're going to be trying to reinvest energy. I'm hearing second chance. I'm trying to give like a situation like a second chance. Again, I'm getting this sense just as like a side message, just like, girl, watch where it is you're investing your pentacles into. Sometimes you want to be looking at what to disengage from, y'all, because it just isn't worth it, right? Temperance card leads to me this sense of like impatience for you guys. And so you're trying to you're either just wanting to get to a certain point, right? Maybe you're being impatient about, as an example, like your love life, darling, right? And you really just are wanting to bring love forward to you. And so now you're looking to a place where you're starting to invest your pentacles into into unpromising situations that aren't actually good for you. So that's kind of something I just wanted to say. With this Five of Swords here, it's just such a heavy situation of asking for you guys to disengage on some level, right? Don't continue feeding energy into something that you know is just not good for you. It's not going to be changing, darling. I've been doing good, Brandy. I'm glad you're progressing well, Leo. All right, so we get into this though, but what else can we get? I really do feel as if we want to dive into this a little bit more. What else can we be told about this? What more detail can we get, darling, about this? I'm doing good, y'all. Feels good. I got a lot of work done today and it's still early on. We have the Fool card coming in here. So this is really just the energy, you guys. If there's been something that you've been considering where you're just like, ooh, should I give this another chance? Should I just give this another rodeo, darling? Should maybe looking at this from a different perspective, honey? I'm getting to the point where it's just like, cut it off. Cut it off. Hey, what's up, girl? Cut it off, darling. It's just not, it's, you know, you want to go into a new chapter. You want to start a new book, darling. We don't even want to go into chapters, darling. Y'all know I'm all about, like, going into the next chapter. You know, I love to do my, like, book or, like, all of that, right? All my hand motions. But we don't even want to be going into a new chapter in this book. We want to just be closing this book entirely and just going into a new journey entirely, right? You don't continue feeding into this. It's okay to wait it out, right? Is essentially the main message here. Is like it's okay to wait things out, because when you think about it, kind of like that sense of Eight of Cups, right? Let me see if I can get the card for Eight of Cups in here, because I feel like this would actually be very imperative, right? And I know some of you guys would just be like, oh, Velca, if it's meant to be in here, then you'll just pull it, honey. Mind your business. Let's see where this Eight of Cups is. Because the Eight of Cups imagery, like, this is really what I would say would be, like, the theme for today. It's giving me very much that, of where you're walking away from a situation because it's not promising, or because you just know you deserve better, y'all. So let me see. Of course, this is going to be the time where I really struggle finding the one singular card that I want to find, right? Here we go. Only took me dissecting my entire deck. Eight of Cups, darling, right? It's this sense of you don't settle for these 8 cups right here because you trust in the process. You trust in the sense that there's something bigger for you, that your story is going to get better, right? And so you choose to walk away from this. You choose not to settle for these 8 cups. These 8 cups look perfectly fine, darling. It could sustain you, but it's not of the same value or the worth that you guys are worth. Like, you just, it's really just overall just the main message of just like, watch out, don't reinvest into a situation, don't give something a second chance. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys for August 4th will have a situation presenting itself to you of where it's just almost like the Adam being tempted with the apple, right? Being tempted with the apple, it's like that guilty pleasure, that dirty pleasure, and being like, well, maybe if I just have a taste, maybe if I just dabble in it a little bit, then it won't actually become like a real problem, right? Quite literally, your guides, darling, are just being like, no, don't even entertain this, darling. Stay on track. Don't give yourself that cheat day, because that cheat day is going to look like a cheat month, honey. So on and so forth. You guys get the point, right? I don't feel like I need to really get too preachy with this, right? I feel like you guys get the point for the most part, right? Hey, what's up, girl Marwa? How are y'all doing? I also... Girl, I can't speak apparently. I also want to do some oracle cards as well, because oracle cards are like my bread and butter. I am most connected to, I feel corny saying it, but I feel most connected to spirit when I use oracle cards, because I feel like I can really just flesh out a message better, even though I know most people would prefer tarot cards for that. But I don't know, I feel as if oracle cards are a lot more intuitive and it really just display such a lovely storyline when that doesn't happen. Look at what happens. I try to show out and be like, ooh, girl, look at how I can shuffle. And then that happens. All right, we had 2 cards step forward, and I actually do feel drawn to using these as well. It's not just to justify them flying off, but we have here the Dolphin Spirit coming in here. I'm not going to use the numerology because I don't feel like it's relevant. Dolphin Spirit, this and that are true coming in, as well as the Squirrel Spirit coming in here, believe in yourself. So it's kind of a corny message here, quite literally, with the Fool cards as well. When you consider, I want to continue on with a different Oracle deck as well. Right here, it gives me the sense, though, where it's just like you guys are able to like consider the sides of both things, and it's almost this sense of you're never going to find like the perfect moment, right? You're never going to find the perfect moment to you know, let's go back to that 8 of Cups, right? Maybe for some of you guys, you are staying in an 8 of Cups situation because pays the bills, darling, right? Maybe the rent's a little bit cheaper, darling, right? Maybe you can save some money while you stay at your home because what have you, right? We're all going through those type of struggles, honey. But the main message seems to be, as my computer messes up, where it's like you can always find a time where you can always find a situation where it's not the perfect scenario, right? You can always find the time of where you could wait this out a little bit more. Hey, through the den. You can always find a reason for why you want to be extending this, why you want to stay in your comfort zone a little bit longer, darling, right? And for some of you guys, it's kind of like a direct call out with this tortoise card coming in here. You're too fragmented and do whatever it takes to get grounded. This is kind of a direct call out, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, of where it's just, this is kind of like the thing that y'all need to be working on, of where you always have like it's almost as if your mind will create excuses or find anything, grab at anything, just so you keep yourself low, so you don't go the extra mile and actually entertain the, you know, the what if, like, this were to work out in your favor, the what if you actually were to excel in this, right? You always will. It's, I don't know, it's this weird message where it's like, it's very much so someone's like very insistent on not believing in themselves and very insistent on not respecting themselves in the way that they should be respected, right? Does that make sense to y'all? Let's continue on though. Let's get a couple of moon cards. I also want to get one more of that animal oracle card as well. So let's start with that, actually. We have the full moon, no, the ladybug, darling. I have a ladybug nose ring, but I actually ended up losing it somewhere in this room, honey. Probably Tulip has it somewhere. Anyways, darling, this card says this is a good time of good fortune and abundance, so be willing to receive all the good things in your life. So quite literally, this is, you know, this is why the dolphin spirit comes in, is like, this and that are true, where it's like, yeah, you can find like the negative narratives, right? You can find the reasons as to the risks, listing the risk and be like, oh, I shouldn't do this, I should wait it out a little bit longer, wait for the perfect timing. But, you know, you're getting told as much as you can through spirit of where things would actually work out in your favor. You have the full moon in eclipse, conclusions are within reach, as well as the new moon in prosperity, new moon in Taurus, which is speaking of prosperity lying ahead. So, long tarot message, long general message for everybody, collective message. To make it short, quite literally, just do it. Focus on the new things. Don't go back into your comfort zone, y'all, of, you know, giving something a second, fourth, 50th chance just because it looks more stable, or like the what is the word for it? The it's not statistics of things. Even if the logistics of things look promising and how it would give you more stability. Don't be afraid. Don't shy away from just going up for the challenge. Don't be afraid of abandoning the old to try out something new. So that is the message that I have, darlings. Oh my goodness, that took me such a hot biscuit to do, but I feel like it was important for me to say, honey. Let me catch up in chat. So, us fire signs, love and temptations. Yeah, I kept on hearing Leo in my head when I was saying that, Kimosabe. Hey, through the den, how are you doing though? I'm going to be seeing her tomorrow for my private reading with her. I have a private reading with her for an hour coming tomorrow. I believe it's tomorrow, yeah, it's Wednesday. So that'll be exciting. So now we're going to hang out for a little bit, y'all. Admittedly, I might cut this one live stream a little bit shorter just because I just feel, I don't know why, y'all. I just feel like the need, I just want to like, I want to just be outside a little bit more. I want to like enjoy the outside and just like take a day of like resetting a little bit, since I spend so much time staring at a phone camera and some lights. It's nice to like just feel the breeze and hear some birds, honey, touch some grass, as they say. Where did I get my tapestries? I got these really cheap off of, they're really big. You can get them in different sizes off of Amazon. Amazon, if you just look up like moon tapestry, and this is like a dream catcher one. No one knows this, but this is actually, I've accidentally put this one upside down. So it's like, but it looks still fabulous, darling. I'm glad that you guys needed to hear that. I'm glad it was helpful too. So how this is gonna work, darlings, I'll just be pulling some cards or pulling questions from chat if I feel drawn to it. And I'm just gonna be running my mouth, vibing out a little bit as well. To you guys, if you want to have your question answered, you're welcome. You have multiple ways, darling, to secure that, right? You can do a super chat, not required, but just for my people that really want their question answered, as well as being a channel member gives you priority over everybody else when it comes to receiving readings from me. So let me see here, y'all. First and foremost, let's catch up. Right, a lot has happened for us in the last 24 hours. Well, maybe something has happened. A lot has happened for somebody in the last 24 hours, right? For me, darling, honestly, I really anticipated my night last night to be a lot more productive, right? I really wanted it to be more productive, but y'all ever just have those nights where it's just, or days, darling, it don't matter what time of day it is, honey. Depression don't wait for that. Depression don't care what time it is. Just those days where it's like, no matter how hard you're trying to do something, even if you want to do it, like there's just like something, like some type of like energetic or just like blockage going on in here where it's just like you can't do it, like you can't even find the will in yourself to like be doing it, right? So yeah, that's what I was going through last night. It was just a little bit, nothing over anything too crazy. So it was just one of those like low energy days. And I feel like that's still what's going on a little bit, of where I could just use like a little bit of like an energetic reset and just kind of like have a little bit of a breather, right? But I still really have enjoyed being able to just like come on here and just like hang out with you guys. You wanted to catch up on work today? See, yeah, and that's the thing. I always tell people as well, where it's just like, if you're in this mental state of where you can't get some stuff done and you're just spending more energy, more like, yeah, just literally just more energy, more time trying to get yourself in the mood to accomplish something, it's better just to just take the day off, just to invest in yourself, guilt-free, and just being able to relax, because you're going to be far more productive in the long run compared to if you were to just be trying to like force yourself into it, right? Sometimes there's a reason as to why you can't just get it done. It doesn't mean that you're lazy. It just means that you're not going to be able to be productive in that immediate way. So yeah, that's kind of like all I wanted to really say with that. Getting off of my soapbox, really, is just like, don't feel bad about taking some time off, darling. So let's see here. Right now, I feel, you know what? Let's see here. You're supposed to be editing, but here you are. I appreciate it. I probably will just take a question or two. I know Sharon actually wanted something on her love life, so I'll probably do that. But I think I will just like cut this one a little bit short, just because I want to go outside and get some fresh air, honey. So let's see what's going on for Sharon in her love life, darling. She would like, what's going on? Just a general love. Also, hello, Sharon. How are you doing? Out of curiosity, you have the same manga deck and you find it to be very blunt, good for when you want, straight to the point. Do you find yours to be different, or it's different for everyone? So there's a heavy portion to tarot readings and just tarot readers in general. I always say, if you're going to be trying to pick out what tarot read, like you can kind of get an idea of what's going on in a tarot reader's life based off of how they're presenting the readings, right? If someone has gone through a lot of like hardships or heartaches, right, in relationships, they're usually going to, anytime that you see in their readings talking about relationships, you can kind of tell. It's just like, ooh, someone hurt you, honey, right? And how they will just perceive everything. For me personally, I really like, and I do find each tarot deck has its own personality for me. That's why I have multiple ones, because like a tower card in this deck compared to a tower card in this deck here, completely different meanings for me personally. So for me, the manga deck, I like the manga deck just because that one will just, it kind of does just get to the point. It's very, with each card, it kind of just, I want to say it cuts the fluff, or it's just like, it gets to the source of the problem. And then I like to use a deck like this kind of deck here, like this deck, to be more so as like a, getting a little bit more of the detail of the story, or getting like adding like the supplements, per se, right? I kind of treat the manga deck as like how some people would treat like the major arcana being like the main energies, and then like the extras like Two of Swords and so on and so forth. All right, you want to know to carry on with your relationship with your partner. Let's see here. But yeah, the manga deck I overall like. It's a really cheap deck. unexpectedly really cheap and has lasted me quite a bit. Admittedly, it goes through, it has some wear and tear on it, but I mean, you consider how often these cards get shuffled by me, right? Probably shuffled more than most people would ever use their deck. So I guess that doesn't mean too much. All right, let's look into the situation with Sharon, darlings. Let's see what's going on with Miss Sharon. So we have the Chariot coming in here with the Knight of Swords as well as the Two of Wands coming in here. So the Chariot card was in the reverse as well as the Two of Wands coming in here. So it's only the Knight of Swords being in the upright for you. So, but I'm still going to hold up the cards in just the normal way, darling, because I can do that and that's my business. And so in this dynamic, I would be taking this, Sharon. Honestly, I kind of don't see this to me, this is like a situation that's not really going anywhere, right? I don't see this really progressing, especially when you see the Chariot card inverted. This is a card of where you're digging your feet into the ground, or you're not making progress. It's quite literally the antithesis of what you see in the upright for the Chariot, where it's fast forward movement. Two of Wands being in the reverse, this is usually talking about, referring to like the longevity, the long term, where this is going to be, where this is going to take you like 2 years from now, right? So when this is inverted, it doesn't look very promising as well. Knight of Swords, this is letting me know more of a situation of where I would take this more so as like a mental thing. Obviously, there's something mentally going on if you're having this question when it comes to the dynamic of things. But High Priestess card fell out with the Hierophant as well as the Star card. I feel like there's someone better out there, Sharon, to be honest. Knight of Swords here. I feel like there's someone better out there this is kind of like a message of continue on in your journey. Almost, right? Sharon, I would say there's someone better out there for you that would be a much better match for you. Hierophant, especially in terms of the long term, right? I feel like there's just a relationship that actually, because you know, there's the difference between like relationships that are just like whatever, and then like actual relationships that, you know, you can see you spending the rest of your life with, darling, right? It's in that dynamic for you, Sharon. So yeah, hopefully that helps a little bit for you, darling. All right, so I know, Brandy, do I have any messages today? Just in general, it's been a while. It has been a while, Brandy. It's been a moment since I've been able to hang out with you. How have you been, Brandy? I wish I had a different setup so y'all could see these cards without me just holding them up, right? Because even while I'm shuffling, it's like I have to like hold it up like right at my face to be shuffling, and it's just like my arms are just too long to be doing this, right? I'm just like, girl, come on now, it's a little bit ridiculous. Let's do another shuffle here. All right, see if there's any messages coming in for Miss Brandy. So we have the Queen of Cups coming out, Page of Wands, as well as the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Why is that in the reverse? Ace of Swords in the reverse with the Moon card coming in here. Okay, so I didn't show you these cards, Brandy, did I? Hey, Dion. Is it Diana? Dion? So you have the Queen of Cups, Page of Wands coming in here, as well as the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. This is getting to me a situation of where could be with the person, right? I kind of usually reference the Three of Pentacles as like a collaborative energy involving other people, kind of like how you would see like the Three of Cups as well. This is giving me very much so a situation where something that necessarily wasn't that the first go around with somebody wasn't very lovely, or a situation, doesn't have to be a person, it could be an opportunity as well. Something the first time around just didn't go very lovely. And I pulled Ace of Swords in the reverse with the Moon card in the upright for why this Three of Pentacles is in the reverse. And so this is coming to me in this sense of kind of like, it was almost just like this lack of trust, this lack of, or not wanting to really be vulnerable with something, not really wanting to open up on some regard because of the unknown. Or it's almost just like because of the unknown, that becomes like very crippling for the idea of like continuing to like engage, continuing to like feed energy into something, or it could like really even just like put yourself out there to other people and expressing your vulnerability as the Queen of Cups, right? Because I know this is your desire. Three of Pentacles though with this is just like, yeah, there's like this strong desire to, but then there's this other like major resistance into yeah, it's kind of like this sense of like for even for you, Brandy, you're just like entertaining like the potential negative narratives with something. Be like, oh well, if this potentially were to happen, then things would just end up falling apart. Closing card, Five of Swords in the upright for you. So yeah, I would really just say for you, Brandy, this is a time for you to really be. Especially when it comes to other people in your life as well, I feel like it's important that everyone is functioning off of the same page or on the same page, if that makes sense, right? Making sure everyone is on the same page, because I do get this sense here that people are going into narratives, and it could just be you going off into like just really going into like some spooky narratives, and if there's any other party members involved as well, it feels like their reality, it's essentially like someone else's, like your reality is different from other people's realities. And so I really just feel like there's just some level of transparency, even just talking about things is needed, and that would help put things in perspective and really kind of allowing you to go forward and getting out of this moon phase, right? Overall, things are looking good though. Queen of Cups being in the upright, this shows to me relationships looking promising, and those around you, things that you can trust things around you and opening up to it. Page of Wands does represent to me something for you to really start investing further energy into opening up to new things as well. So overall, good messages, Brandy. Just be on the watch out for, it's kind of like that card of like it's kind of like a setup of someone that's like really anxious, right? Really anxious, or has a very someone that watches like like it's like very much so like tapping into somebody's energy that just watched Final Destination, and everywhere that they go they think about all the million ways of how they can die, darling. That's what it's giving me. It's giving me someone that just watched Final Destination for the first time. Let me know if someone has even watched that, right? That's like a throwback throwback nowadays of a movie for people. I don't even think kids nowadays, darling, don't even know Final Destination. I'm glad that was helpful for you, though, Brandy. Yeah, I'm definitely glad it was helpful for you. All right. Let's see here. All right, y'all. I think I'm actually going to call it here, y'all. So I can take my moment to be resetting, but I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me in this live stream. I promise I'll make it up to you guys. Either I'll do another live stream tonight, or I'll just do a little bit of a longer one tomorrow, but for you guys. But yeah, I want to just take a little bit more time just to reset outside, and so I can go back to doing some work. But I love you guys, and yeah, thank you again so much for hanging out with me today. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Or if you're a fire sign as well, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, your videos will be coming up in a couple hours, because they're about to be finished uploading now by my calculations. Yeah, they're about to be done uploading. But I love you guys, and yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.